Hi there. I want to make a video in order to share with you my thoughts on the Fender Nohea Tenor ukulele. Here it is. I just got this ukulele recently. Been playing it now for at least 2 weeks. I don't think I'm going to send it back, but we'll see. It is Fender's most expensive tenor ukulele. As you can see, it's quite pretty. It has it's made out of a koa laminate wood body, and it has quite a bit of gloss on it, as you can see. So these things have some advantages and disadvantages. And my point of comparison is going to be the Kala solid mahogany ukulele that I bought before that and returned, and it is the KA-SMHT model, solid mahogany. Now, so comparing the two, first of all, maybe I'll just play this a little bit for you so you can hear what it sounds like. So it has, to me, again, comparing my only other experience I've had with a ukulele that I've had, you know, at home in order to play with quite a bit to compare. The Kala sounded much more woody, and the Fender actually has less character from my point of view, and I think that the gloss takes away from the wood sound, whereas the Kala had, I believe, no finish whatsoever on the sound plate, which again added to the wood sound. Now, the reason that I prefer to keep the Fender is, first of all, that my main instrument in life has always been the electric guitar, and so I really appreciate an instrument where it's easy to get around the neck on. And it's really the case for this Fender instrument, and it's not surprising that they aim it, since their main market is electric guitars, at electric guitar players such as myself. So you need to take that into account, and I'm trying to basically, you know, be upfront and honest with that with you, because coming from an electric guitar background, being able to get up and down the neck very easily just like on an electric guitar is an important part of an instrument for me, where and that's made possible, first of all, because of the way the neck is made. The action is really perfect, meaning that it's very low, and yet if I push really hard on the first fret of the C string, sometimes I can get a little buzz out of it. And in my experience with stringed instruments, that's perfect. You want it so that at the worst place on the neck, if you really push it, you can get a little bit of buzz, meaning that in almost all situations you won't get any buzz, and yet it's as low as possible without getting buzz in several places on the neck when you push it. And that's exactly the way this ukulele came. Whereas with the Kala, I noticed that the nut was actually quite a bit higher than it is on this Fender, and so it was a bit more, you know, obviously no exaggeration here, it was not a huge effort, but it was a bit more effort to play open chords, and it was also more difficult to play up the neck. And also, you know, it may just be the model that I got, the intonation was not as good the intonation of the Kala on the G string here was actually quite off, meaning that the harmonic on the 12th fret and the note played on the 12th fret of the Kala were quite different. And since, like I said, I really enjoy playing up the neck on an instrument, to be able to play solos or whatever, that was a big detraction for me. On the other hand, the Kala was louder, which is something that comes with having higher action often. So, like I said, the Kala was quite a nice instrument. I hesitated to send it back. It was louder, it had a more authentic acoustic sound, but it was not quite as pretty, if that matters to you. It's not a big deal to me, but it is something that I appreciate. And the gloss also does tend to protect the instrument, although, as I said, it certainly does detract a bit from the wood element of the sound. And so when I first got it, comparing it to the Kala, I did think it sounded a little, maybe too much like a plastic ukulele. That was my first impression when I got the instrument after having sent the Kala back. But all in all, I've had such a blast playing this instrument with some of my older songbooks that I'm just tired of going through, you know, when I feel like doing the singer-songwriter thing and just taking out a songbook and singing for myself or my family or whatever. I had gotten kind of tired of those songbooks, and since I can really play up the neck quite well on this ukulele, all kinds of bar chords and whatnot, it really renewed that activity of playing along with songbook for me that I had kind of gotten bored of doing on an acoustic guitar. So I've had a really, really good time with this instrument. Again, partly because of that. Once again, up the neck, it's not quite as loud if you play barred chords. And yet, I have done some recordings with this ukulele with just singing and playing in front of a microphone. And depending on how loud you sing, the Kala may be too loud actually. So for softer songs, this Fender is perfect. If you're the type that you like to sing really loud, then the Kala might be better for you. But recently, sometimes in the past, I've been more in a vein where I was into sort of loud rock singing. But recently I've been more into a sort of softer, folksy type of way of performing and the types of songs I've been playing. And the Fender is more appropriate for that because it is a bit softer. It's not gonna, if you have the ukulele here and you're using a microphone, it picks up the voice and the ukulele almost equally. So if the ukulele is really loud and you're singing soft, it's going to overpower your voice. Whereas an acoustic guitar, when you record the two together with the same mic, is much lower, and if you sing to the mic, you're not going to have that issue, even if the acoustic guitar is a louder instrument. It's just by virtue of the fact that a ukulele is played higher. If you're recording with a mic in front of you, there's sort of more competition with the ukulele, even if you point the mic straight at your mouth. So, all in all, that's the experience that I've had so far with this Fender Nohea Tenor ukulele. I think I'm going to be keeping it. It's another detail that I forgot to mention is that the binding on the Fender is really, really nice. I don't know what it's made out of, but it gives me a good feeling when I touch it, and I like the way it looks. Whereas the fake tortoise binding on the Kala solid mahogany KA-SMHT that I did have at home for a couple of weeks really bugged me for some reason. Too much of a plasticky feel. That is another thing that I really do like the way this instrument feels in my hands. Better than the Kala that I had. So there you have it. Those are my experiences with this ukulele. I hope you got something out of it. Bye-bye.